kind of just an average day for me. Actually, it's not. Lilia has a Mother's Day thing at her school. That's a Mother's Day tea party, and I am getting ready for that right now. And I am definitely going to be vlogging this tea party. We're supposed to dress really nice, so I'm having a hard time because I'm pregnant and I don't have a lot of super nice clothes. And I was like debating on whether or not to wear a dress, but I really don't feel like wearing a dress, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's because I don't really shave my legs. And it is not even 100% because I'm pregnant. It is mostly actually because I just hate shaving my legs. And now I'm pregnant and it makes it like 1,000 times harder, so. Okay, so I'm a little bit early for this tea party. And I do not want to be standing around for the next 15 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of talk about another issue. If you've been following me for a really long time, you know that Lilia has a stepmom, and I haven't really talked too much about her because there's like an entire backstory behind Lillia'S Stepmom, and it's actually kind of strange. But she is coming to this tea party today, and she will be here at some point. So Lilia's got two moms at the Christian school Mother's Day tea party. Pretty much backstory behind Lillia'S Stepmom. Her and I used to be best friends. And by best friends, I mean like inseparable. And her and I actually, we met because Lilia's dad at a certain point was cheating on me with her old best friend. And she hung out with me for like a couple hours and decided that she liked me more than her. She told me everything. I broke up with Lilia's dad at one point. We were off and on for a really long time. That was like probably our first big breakup. And I became best friends with Monica. And we did everything together. We hung out all the time. And like through my entire shitty relationship with Lilia's dad, she was there and she saw like all of the really bad stuff that went on. The cheating and the lies and the fighting and everything. She saw it all, and she was one of the people that was really pushing me to just leave him, especially after Lilia was born. She was one of the main reasons why I got the courage to finally leave Lilia's dad. And every time I think about going back, she would act like I was totally nuts and convince me not to go back to Lilia's dad, and so I didn't. And it was just me and her for a while, and Lilia. And then I met my husband, and I started dating my husband. And it wasn't just me and Monica anymore. It was me trying to divvy up my time between the two of them. And then I had an old friend come into my life out of nowhere, and she hadn't been in my life in a really long time, and she wanted to move in with me, and she found us a house to move into, and she got everything all set up for us to move out. And I really was ready to move out of my parents' house at the time. And so I did. I moved in with this old friend. Once we got moved in, we decided that we wouldn't be able to actually afford the house with just us. And this old friend was a really good friend of my husband's. And she was the reason I even met Trey in the first place. She introduced us. And so we both decided that we were gonna ask Trey to move in too, which was kind of a hard thing to do because I had just started dating him, and we hit it off. It wasn't so much me being worried about moving in with him, it was more the fear of rejection of him not wanting to move in with me. And so I got up the courage, I asked him to move in, he was thrilled, and he moved in with us. And so it was me and a friend and Trey and Lilia, and we moved into this house, and everything was fine for a while. I got a key made for Monica so that she could come be at the house whenever she wanted. Like, she was basically our 4th roommate without having to pay rent. And I made it super easy for her to just come and go as she pleased and to always be around and never feel like I was choosing other people over her, because I wasn't. At least those weren't my intentions, to choose anybody over her. She got very upset and very hurt by the fact that I moved in with other people besides her. And I guess maybe she saw it as more of like, I initiated the moving out and didn't include her, which wasn't the case. This was brought to me by someone else who had everything ready, and I accepted it from somebody else. And I honestly, it wasn't something that I would have done if it hadn't been presented to me. So I would not have approached Monica about moving out if she didn't approach me about moving out. It just wasn't, it wasn't something that I had thought about until someone brought it up to me. But I tried to make it as easy for her as possible and not ever let her feel left out. Well, she did feel left out, and she didn't want to like Trey, and she was really fighting that relationship, and she didn't support me being with him, and that really hurt, because honestly her opinion was what mattered the most to me at the time. I really wanted her to like him, and then even when she didn't approve, it was hard for me not to like him, because I was already falling in love with him at the time, and it was, honestly, it hurt me a lot that she wasn't willing to accept the fact that I was actually happy. And after seeing everything that I had gone through with Lillia'S dad, and not recognizing the fact that I'm with somebody that's treating me well and has a job and a car and cares about me and cared about Lilia and wanted to be in my life and wanted to take care of me, and it hurt me that she couldn't recognize that that was something that I needed in my life, and that she wasn't supportive of that. Well, her and my other friend ended up becoming what seemed like best friends, I guess. They would totally ditch me for each other all the time. They wouldn't talk to me. They were talking about me behind my back a lot. And then things just kind of blew up in that house. Like, me and the other friends started fighting a lot, the roommate. We started fighting a lot, and she wasn't paying her rent, and it just really blew up, and Monica wasn't there for me. She was there for my other friend. And so we ended up vacating the house, actually, because there was black mold growing around the master bedroom area, in our bathroom, and in our closet, and it was growing really, really quickly. And so we ended up having to vacate, and I mean, it was actually really horrible. Lilia was put on a nebulizer treatment with albuterol, and she was having breathing problems, and everything just kind of really blew up. We moved out, and me and Trey ended up getting an apartment together with Lilia without my friends, and we just kind of left them. And as far as I understand, once I was out of the picture, they weren't even friends anymore. But then Monica started dating Caleb, Lillia'S dad, very shortly after. And that, honestly, I mean, I don't know if y'all understand. I feel like most girls would understand that that was very hurtful for me, because I mean, she had hurt me as a friend, and I really kind of wanted her out of my life because I was so hurt. And Caleb had hurt me really bad, and if I had had my choice in it, I would have just kind of kicked him out of my life, but I couldn't do that because he was Lillia'S dad. At the time, our co-parenting relationship was not at all what it is now, and it was a lot of fighting, a lot of arguing, and now I had Caleb and Monica arguing with me and fighting with me, and it has been a really difficult journey for me dealing with it. And they're still together. They're married now, and she is Lillia'S stepmom, and I think she's pulling up right now. and our relationship is a little bit better. We'll never be as close as we once were, and I know that. And I don't think it could ever be what it used to be. I'm gonna have to wrap this up because she's like right behind me. She's probably gonna end up watching this video anyway. Hi, Monica. But I don't know, I can talk about it more later, I guess. But anyway, I just wanted to update you guys before you see all this happening, so bye.
So glad to see you. We're so glad to see you. We're so glad to see you. We want to say hello. We're so glad to see you. We're so glad to see you. We're so glad to see you. We want to say hello. Hello.
Ready?
Look at these two. So cute. For life. Best friends forever.
Oh,
Hi. Hi, Evelyn.
We're going to hand out the treats first and then your gifts.
Ooh, treat.
Oh, no, this one is yours, Lizzie.
Oh, it's for
See,
me.
my mom's name is Lizzie.
Aww.
We'll trade these.
Trade.
Yep.
Recipes.
Oh, okay, you want to see on the other side? There's also
Look at our
It makes sense now because of the blonde hair. And that one's
Yeah.
brown.
It does make a little bit more sense.
your hair looks like.
It's gray.
Oh, how do you know my favorite color is purple? Favorite movie and TV show?
Yeah.
I'll make the TV doors. Let's see. Look at that here. Very, very big.
Hugs and kisses. I'm as pretty as a butterfly.
This one is mine, but